Uh-oh, my mom's calling me.
Put her on the show.
This is your Rogue Squadron Podcast. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. I just missed a call from my mother.
Good day, Galaxy.
Good day, Galaxy. Episode 50.
This is a pretty big climactic event.
Excursion. Why does everything have to be climactic and sexual? And it's not good. It's not good. It's the best.
What does an excursion have to do with episode 50?
Just in case. Never know.
We're excursioning into the second half of or double digits.
That's trail boots.
I think you name one article of footwear every high heels is going to be next. So, regardless of everything, thanks for tuning in. We are halfway to 100. It's been a crazy journey, almost to our 2-year anniversary here in January. And we've done 50 episodes. Actually, we've done like 65 different things of something.
But we don't want to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about that.
So we've already got our peanut gallery giggling in. One of our buddies, Matt from Ireland, is tuning in with us. He's going to be our special guest today. Say something right now.
Top of the morning to you.
Oh.
What time is it over on that side of the world, Matthew?
It's midnight, so it's hardly the morning. Well, it is the morning, I suppose, but yeah. Hello, everybody.
Hello. We have some people in the chat room right now. All right, so big news for episode 50 is that we are finally back on Twitch.
Yes.
So we used to live stream every episode and some extra bonus shit, and we had a little hiatus due to internet connectivity issues, and we're back. So from here on out, barring anything crazy or any ridiculous traveling or anything, we are going to be on Twitch. You can find us at Rogue Squad Pod, and if you're in the chat room right now, Kerner, Chris, and Red 5 Mom. What do we know her actual name?
No.
Red 5.
Yep. I believe she's a follower on Instagram, so
Sweet.
Instagram works. Perfect.
It does work. It does work. But thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks, Matt, for being here.
If you guys listened to last episode, we definitely had a list of topics that we were going to talk about, and we never got to a single fucking one. So
thanks, Anthony.
So we're going to backtrack. I guess I still have the list here. Let me bring it up. But I guess outside of that list, the only thing that really happened. Oh,
what?
I saw you make a face. I was excited.
Perfect.
Outside of that list, I finally finished Arkham Asylum.
Awesome. Like 8 years old.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about it.
I'm glad you finished it, and I'm proud of you.
Other than Battlefield and Skyrim, I have not finished a game since KOTOR. That's a fact. I've never finished a story mode of a game since KOTOR.
We haven't finished Battlefield either. Don't
True,
you did
but I put 100 hours of my life into that, so I finished it.
True. You never finished Skyrim because you can't ever finish Skyrim.
Kind of true.
It just keeps repeating itself.
True.
And then obviously topics. If you guys are in the chat room, feel free to yell at us about certain things, and we'll love to bring them up if we once we clear them through the censorship department. Make sure they're not too vulgar. You know, this is a clean show, guys. Come on.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. So I heard Matt giggle at Arkham Asylum. So
yeah, man.
Are you a fan of that series?
I love them. You know, the one thing I wasn't impressed with, though, was the last one, Arkham Knight. I just didn't get it. I just didn't get it at all. I played Arkham City. I played, Asylum. I just didn't get Arkham Knight at all. I didn't like it.
That's the third one?
That's the fourth one?
Yeah, the Xbox, PS4, the next gen, the new one.
Okay.
I just didn't like it. The Batmobile sucked a hell of a lot of balls. It was horrible. It was really bad mechanics. It was terrible.
Yeah, we heard the Batmobile was like a cool feature at first, but then there was just way too much of it.
was hideous, and the controls as well. And then you'd have to do all these Riddler challenges. This is not a spoiler alert, but it became to the point where like I just used to smash the controller against the floor and just walk away.
Yeah,
that kind of gaming, you know it's bad when you have to walk away from it.
Right. I haven't played Origins because I heard bad things, and I haven't played Arkham Knight because we don't have next gen yet. But I think I still ought to give it a try.
Was it Origins that Mark Hamill was not the Joker?
Correct. And the Batman guy, I can't remember his name off the top of my head.
Yeah. God, that's terrible. I should know
God,
that.
yes, God was the voice of
Jesus.
Jesus as Batman.
I have risen from the dead, and now I'm playing Batman, bitch.
Kick your ass.
Pretty sure.
Donned a cape and ran around Arkham, Fantastic. That's a Christ I can get behind.
But yeah, that Origins was the one where the two main voice actors, which like sells the game because it's such cinematic of a game, they weren't there.
Yeah, it's
a prequel though.
I can only talk about Asylum. I've played City. I just haven't got all the way through it. But as far as the gameplay, I love it. Mm-hmm. And the way they incorporate the equipment, all the special stuff, but they don't overdo it. So maybe
build it up.
Yeah,
in a way that like it's easy to remember it all.
Yeah, they walk you through it, but it's like I said, it's a challenging game, but it's not too difficult. You can get to certain places, then you'll get beat a couple times. It's just like, I just didn't figure that boss out yet. I didn't figure out how to beat Ivy. That's why I died a couple times.
Right.
But once you figured it out, it's not too hard. But it also adds that like movie creepy, especially with the scarecrow stuff, and it's like trippy and
I know those levels like where he goes into your psyche and like you have to avoid his eye line and stuff like that. That's really cool.
Yeah,
I love that.
It's just it kind of throws you for a loop because you figure Batman is so human,
right?
He's such a human superhero that all of a sudden he's tripping balls and in Scarecrow's tent. But it's cool. And then one of the biggest mind-blowing things was right at the end when you're tripping balls and you get to play as the Joker for that like 30 seconds and you walk up. I kept like swinging the camera around to look at myself. I'm like, I'm the Joker right now. Like, I can't believe it.
Have you played
that was cool.
Have you played the challenge modes yet? Because you get to be the Joker.
No.
I haven't played them, no. I think I just remember playing it and completing it and thinking, I'll go back to that. And then, a month goes by and you're like, shit, I forgot all the controls.
Of course, yeah.
It is definitely a game that I played for like a week and got halfway through the game, and then I started playing Battlefield. And then I tried to go back and I was like, shit, I have to relearn already like where everything is. So
the challenge modes afterwards, you have to beat a certain group of bad guys, and it just keeps getting harder and harder. At the end, there's like 30 of them. You have to take them all out and get like a flawless combo the entire time. It's ridiculous.
It was weird because the most difficult battle in that game for me was the second to last. The last one was the Joker. The second to last was those two Titan guys, and then there was just 30 regular guys.
Yeah.
And every time I went after a Titan, some asshole would just hit me in the head with a baseball bat and fuck it all up.
It gets insane. It really does.
I always thought that was a real cheap shot. Every time I see Batman getting nailed with a baseball bat, I just go, come on, man. Seriously, it kind of kills the illusion for me. Do you know that kind of thing?
Right, but it also makes him so human,
Yeah,
he's not...
True enough.
I wouldn't even call him a superhero. He's just a guy in a suit, and he's wealthy. So I think that's what really sets him up.
He has no ability.
Yeah, right. He has no natural ability. Right.
No. But like fair play to him. I mean, if I had money, I'd just buy a load of high-tech shit and go around beating the crap out of people too.
Well, yeah. Pay for the best training.
The first thing I do.
Yeah.
What? I have money? Let's
Don't even spend it. Don't even train or anything. Just start beating the shit out of people.
Yeah, absolutely. But like, pretend you're righteous.
Yeah. As soon as you see your bank account, just start swinging at people. Yeah. Hey, fuck you.
You go into McDonald's, the breakfast menu is no longer serving. You just go, I'll be back in a second. And just bag your Batmobile and launch it right into the main forecourt of the McDonald's. Or something like that. I mean, I'm not advocating that crap. I'm just saying this is what I do.
We got an awesome comment from Chris, who goes by Dima Spider. How do you pronounce it, by the way? Dima Spider? I don't know. He says, I like listening to Lamb of God when I do the challenge modes for the big beatdowns and everything.
Oh, wow. That'd be awesome. Perfect. Just beat the shit out of people.
Just headbang.
I was going to say something, and now I'm not.
That's a really good point about soundtracks in games. I mean, I love soundtracks in games, but like, I think it's a thing that's underused, the ability to put your own music into games.
Yeah.
You know? Because, like, I mean, I could totally jam to Lamb of God and kicking the crap out of people as Batman.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's what I like about the Xbox. I don't do it much, but if you copy your music onto your Xbox, you can play it during the game, and for majority of the games, it will cut off like the music in the game and keep the voices and stuff.
All right, cool.
Doesn't work for all of them, but it was fun. I remember I used to do that all the time when I was playing Call of Duty Zombies. That was the main one
good.
where I would just like blast metal and just slay Nazi zombies.
Slay Nazi zombies.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's so cool. I stopped with Call of Duty there after Black Ops, the first Black Ops. So I'm totally out of the loop. You could probably fill me in on what's going on. I know they released a new game, but like I've been playing Fallout 4. It just passed me. I'm like, what? Call of Duty? What's that?
No, we stopped too, man. After I was really excited for Modern Warfare 3, and it came out, and it was basically the same thing as Modern Warfare 2. And since then, I've totally lost it for the entire franchise. And like we talked about when we first met you, was Battlefield. Like as soon as I found Battlefield, I was like, well, that's gonna dedicate my my shootage.
Yeah, it's such a great game. Like, I'm sorry I haven't gone on with you guys there. I haven't had the time and stuff. But it's a much better shoot 'em up than Call of Duty.
Yeah,
I know. I'm stirring. I've just hit a nest of bees there. I'm sorry, but you know,
okay.
It's just my opinion. I love all the games equally.
You know, we were trying to talk about that, and some kid said, I was like, you know, you like Call of Duty, I like Battlefield, but just have opinions. And he's like, yeah, but the thing about opinions is some people are wrong. So what are we talking about here?
Well, that's your opinion.
Yes.
My favorite opinion quote is like everyone's opinions are like assholes. Everyone's got one.
Yep.
And Call of Duty stinks.
Oh, good.
Like an asshole.
Kerner wants to talk about Force Awakens TV spots.
I don't.
Oh.
So.
Well, no, all right, Matt.
We're gonna end of that.
Sorry, Kerner, fuck you.
It's official.
Well, we want to hear from you since this is your first time on the show.
Yeah.
Give us all your fanboy thoughts about,
oh my God,
about Force Awakens and everything.
But the thing I was most stoked about with all of these snippets that were in the rain, and I've seen somewhere somebody had isolated a shot and they zoomed in, and it looks like a Mandalorian of some description to his to the left of him, and I was just like, oh my God! And seeing like the Mandalorian's insignia and the flags as they were passing into what we think is Maz Katana's base camp. It's a bit of an overload, to be honest with you. But what I really, really like is when I'm watching these little short snippets is the lighting and all that. It all feels real. It feels much more like Star Wars. And it's really weird. It's amazing the way they've done that, because they've managed to create that environment with lighting and all this kind of stuff. Whereas before with the prequels, you were kind of looking at them, they all seemed very manufactured. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But this feels so Star Wars. You know, how did they do that?
So
incredible.
We should probably preference back to, because you're going to be talking about the TV spot and the trailers very technically because of your occupation. So
yeah,
what do you do?
I am an actor by trade, which sounds like a totally wanky job, but
It is.
That's what I do. It is, of course, yes. It's exactly what you sound like my parents. Yeah. But yeah, no, it's like, don't do that.
He's not.
But no,
he's adopted.
Star Wars was the reason I got into acting.
That's good to hear.
And obviously, you know, when you can't say that when you're in the acting circles. You can't go, so what's your favorite movie? You know, they're all going, oh, you know, Citizen Kane, etc. And I go, you know, Star Wars. And they just look at you like, oh, get out. But leave the Stanislavski session right now. But no, it's just amazing. You know, that sense of adventure, of play, really. But yeah, I'm looking at them technically, but I'm also looking at them as a complete fanboy. So I'm nerding out right now. I can't get to enough of this that's going on.
Now, when you were recording, playing the part of Kylo Ren,
what was going through your mind? What did JJ tell you to feel while you were going through?
He told me he told me just say the fucking lines, Matt.
Just
I'm going to go, just going like, no, JJ, I think what you meant to say here was, I wish.
Matt, just keep your pants on. That's what JJ told you.
Say these few lines. I'll put a lens flare over there by your ear. And we'll be good to go.
Did you see the big lens flare on the mother? Well, as Kylo Ren is standing, and there's kind of a red backdrop or whatever. This massive lens flare.
Yeah, I did see that.
So it's like straight away.
Yeah.
You know what? I mean, a lot of people give J.J. Abrams stick for that. I like it. I think it's a nice visual style, and sure, if it works for him, it works for me too. I don't care.
I think it's unique and it sets him aside, but I think in the Star Trek series he overused it. But I do like it. Yeah.
I loved Super 8. You remember that movie? You've seen it?
I think it only was aired in Ireland.
It only aired here. Okay,
Yeah.
well, moving on. You see, that's probably the only thing that guys got before you guys. Oh, we're going to see it here before you guys too. You know that?
Yeah, thanks.
We're going to see it before. No problem. Absolutely no problem. That's revenge for the little Super 8 comment there. But anyway,
so it's a day early for you, right? And then it's 2 days early for
United.
Yeah.
No, for where they filmed all the Jakku stuff. I can't remember.
Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, they get 2 days early.
Yeah, that's not good.
It's not real. America.
Fucking space-time continuum, man.
That's true. We're all actually going to see it at the same time. It's just we think it's different days.
Yeah.
We're all going to be.
we're
all going to be there together.
I'm just going to time travel and see it live.
Yeah.
Because it's a long time ago. A long time ago.
So long ago.
Yep.
Yeah. No, it's going to be cool. I mean, I've got my tickets booked here already. They sold up like in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Here. It was so bad. Like I was going on the website trying to get one ticket, but I managed to get a couple, and I'm delighted that we're going to go see the midnight show and all that kind of jazz. I remember like 1999, like queuing up for the Phantom Menace. Just remember, that feeling we all had, like this is going to be amazing, this is going to be incredible, and then we all like had that period of denial where we're going, yeah, it was great. It was really good. It was really good. And then in the back of your head going, stop fucking lying to yourself. But ultimately, I kind of have forgiven the prequels, but they did disappoint. Let's just call a spade a spade. They really did let us down. But with this one, I think all the notes are going to be hit. And I think it's going to be massive, massive success. Hopefully.
Well, it's because the movie's being made by a fanboy. JJ has already proclaimed himself like, "Oh, I grew up a Star Wars fan, and that I know what the people want because I am one of those people." So
yeah, totally. Like that's what I was saying about Super 8. Like he put loads of little Star Wars references in the background. You can see like a TIE fighter advanced and all this kind of jazz. It's really cool. I love that kind of homage to stuff.
He did that with Star Trek actually, and I saw a YouTube video of someone breaking down different scenes, and they slowed it way down, and there was like an explosion in space, and it was like an R2-D2 that passed through into debris.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
really
awesome. Or like an astromech droid.
No, it was R2.
Oh, shit. That's where he was the whole time.
Yeah. Missing.
It's not with Luke.
Yeah, he was just chilling. Yeah, what's going on with Luke? What is going on with Luke? Why isn't he in the trailer?
Well, if you ask anyone, of course, he's Kylo Ren. It's him. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Bullshit straight off the bat there.
Yes, we agree.
Let's nip that fucking thing in the bud. No, I went down to Skellig Michael where they're shooting all the Luke Skywalker scenes. And we visited basically as far as you could get before you went out onto the island. And if you can imagine like shards of glass sticking out of the sea, that's what Skellig Michaels is. Like they're these beautiful islands, and as far as I'm concerned, it's Luke's refuge, like Yoda's refuge, in Dagobah. He's gone here, but he was on site there for a couple of days. I never managed to get to see him, but like it's incredible, like that Ireland's being used now to film some Star Wars stuff. Finally,
yeah, for sure. And I think he's in hiding for sure. And I'm convinced that one shot of someone putting a hand on R2, I think that's him. I think him and R2 are like just chilling somewhere.
Totally, because it's a cybernetic hand. It's a robotic hand.
We supposed to have flesh on.
There's a lot of people with robotic hands in the Star Wars universe, though.
Yeah,
Luke and his dad.
It's Tenpenny.
Luke, his dad, General Grievous, R2.
Yeah.
C-3PO.
R2.
Poor old Dooku never had time to get his done.
his prosthetic head that he needs.
Dance, and then his head was just gone.
Yeah. He got his hands chopped off, and in that split second, he was like, "Going, it's no biggie. It's just the hands." This shit happens all the time in Star Wars.
That's what he said to himself. I'm good. We're good for a minute.
We're good.
It is. Both
Then we
hands.
lost the head. It was like, oh, okay, can't fix that.
Yeah, well, it's done.
A bit harder to do.
Oh goodness gracious!
I've gone into nonsense already.
Yeah,
Right. What happened? Where are we?
I was gonna ask you something earlier. Oh yeah, do you guys still have the actual midnight release over there?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's gonna ahead.
We have done away with midnight releases apparently. So what happens is so it comes out Friday the 18th. So on Thursday, they start showing it at 7 p.m. and there's shows from 7 all the way up to 11 or 11:30 or something. But there's a ton of shows, so it doesn't even release on the 18th. It releases on the 17th.
In America.
Yeah.
Yeah. The midnight
that's
release
cool.
starts at 7 p.m.
Oh, that's cool. Sure, you get to see it then at the same time. It's all good. We're all going to be one big community sitting down to watch Star Wars.
Perfect.
Brilliant.
I
World
approve.
peace.
The only thing, and it's convenient because now more people get to go, but I kind of do miss the one theater at midnight. You had to wait in line for your tickets, and there was a giant, a big deal about it, and everyone had to get there early, and it was some camaraderie type of thing with all the fanboys. And now it's just you order online and you get there at 6:30, and then you get your seat. And some theaters have assigned seats and everything, so you don't have to show up until 5 till.
Wait, are you serious? There's assigned seats?
Some theaters, not all theaters.
All of them?
No, some theaters.
Oh.
Every other theater.
Yeah, I don't think there's assigned seats in Ireland. I mean, it's just, because then fights would break out, because we're all drunkards, and we'd be going around. That's my seat, not at all. It's mine.
Not at all. I pissed on
I'm
that
coming
seat.
here to see the Star Wars. I can't even do an Irish accent. That's ridiculous. I just can't even do it. I really can't.
Just talking a little bit of a lower voice.
Yeah, that's all. I'm grand. Yeah.
Kerner says we know it's Luke with the robotic hand, and that's why they show us that shot. Yeah, but a lot of people cussed me out because I tried to say that it was Luke. They said no way.
But you see, people are crazy on that Kylo Ren theory. That's not true. It's impossible.
It's impossible.
Well, people are just crazy.
It's not. It's just not true.
People are just crazy though.
Yeah, they just go straight there, and this is what's happening. It's all these new blow-in fans who just think, I'll put A and B together, and then all of a sudden it'll be, Kylo Ren. It's not Luke.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Stop talking nonsense.
Well,
Go. Yeah, go away.
Also, we're in the internet in 2015, so anything that people can do to get a click on their site is they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's the clickbait is rampant. People are writing articles that just say special details released by the Force Awakens from J.J. Abrams himself, and then people click, and it's oh, there are rumors going around that blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Kylo Ren will take his mask off, and it'll be a cat, just a cat.
A cat?
Cat's face. Yeah.
Oh,
because the internet's crazy on cats. If I have to explain the joke, then the joke doesn't work. I'll go back.
Cat with an H.
I'm lost.
No,
He said a cat.
Like a feline. A feline.
A cat.
A cat, okay.
Cat. Yeah.
But with an H?
The way he says it. I don't
With
know.
the W. With the
With
W.
a W, a cot.
You said cat with an H. And I was what is cat with an H? Is it chat or is it Kath? What the fuck is happening? All right, I get it. Yeah, it's a cat. Well, and then other people are saying that it's fucking, it's Jar Jar Binks. He went to the dark side. Now he's, whatchamacallit.
Yeah.
That's even worse.
That's unacceptable as well.
That's offensive, Anthony Sargent, if you're listening.
Yeah.
That was our guest last week.
I know, we're calling him out.
It's Jar Jar Darth Binks.
No.
Darth
And
Binks.
Kerner says Kylo Ren is Jar Jar
there is a
Binks.
little bit of a discussion online about the whole thing of Plagueis, which I find very interesting and plausible potentially. Because Plagueis has been mentioned in Revenge of the Sith, so he's not a character that's going to come from left field. He's going to be a character that's established and potentially could weave himself into this the grand scheme of the next Star Wars, I think.
Yeah, and if there's any random character coming from the expanded universe that they're going to put in the movie, I think he's the most likely. But
yeah, it's
still kind of I don't
doubtful.
know, man. I don't know because that book is technically Legends. Like the Plagueis book is Legends.
Yeah.
Well,
it's on canon.
So I'm still getting through the Plagueis book, but I actually took a picture of this quote that I wanted to read. And it's from Tenebris, which is Plagueis'
Master.
The Bith or whatever.
The Bith, yes.
So he plays clarinet and does the dark side.
Yep. So what Tenebris is talking about is kind of the idea of the Sith. And he says, we Sith are an unseen opposition, a phantom menace. So that automatically, the Phantom Menace, the movie, is not just a single guy. It's the illusion of the Sith. Yeah. So everybody yells, oh, it's fucking Jar Jar is the Phantom Menace because you don't see him. No, fuck you. But it says, because they were talking about the ancient Sith, and it says, where the Sith once wore armor, now we wear cloaks. So I love that. I love it that they once were just like an army. Now it's just like, who the fuck are we? We're you. You don't even know who we are. So I just like that illusion that it went from an army to...
That's such a good book. That book is so good. It made episode 1 good.
It made up for it.
It's so good. I mean, if you read that and then watch Phantom Menace again, you'll actually, like, there's so many little kind of nuances that you see with Senator Palpatine and that you kind of go, oh, has he just come from a meeting with Plagueis and all this kind of stuff? But, I think it's good. The evolution of the Sith into what potentially is now the sect of Ren. That's plausible, that the Sith evolved into this sect, a separate sect with Kylo Ren and his boys.
Yeah. And there was another... what was that new magazine that put out a bunch of pictures?
Entertainment Weekly.
They had a quote or something from Andy Serkis, and he said that he doesn't know what his character looks like, but he said it had to be CGI because the facial structure does not resemble a human at all. It's like too big and too like crazy to look like a human.
Wow.
It could have been done with like makeup.
He's Jar Jar's nephew.
Yeah.
It's never going to go.
Or it's too big? It's probably Jabba's nephew.
Jabba. Not big like fat, just big as like, the Munes, their faces are super tall and shit.
The Moons are like probably the creepiest looking characters in Star Wars, I think.
I don't like the Biths.
You don't like them?
No, they're goofy fucks.
You just don't like musicians, obviously.
Yeah,
Racist.
I hate them.
Just jump up on stage and like slap the face off Figure down in the modal nose.
I don't know.
Come here to me.
I don't know which part of them is the face, so I wouldn't even know what to slap.
Yeah, they look like asses. So, I mean, you have a point there. I mean,
you're just sick of them playing that same song over and over again.
That's why Tenebris went to the dark side.
It's like, I can't stand this song. Change the key or something. I'm leaving.
He was made fun of too much growing up.
Kerner says Plagueis is alive during the Phantom Menace.
He's alive and well.
Yeah. That's the great thing about it. Like, there's a bit in the book like where Palpatine is like bringing him around for a spin in some speeder bike or some speeder, and Plagueis is just talking about like planting him and the potential of him as a politician in the Senate, and it's just so intriguing. Like that's what I mean. You go back and you watch then the Phantom Menace and you start to really see the machinations of the dark side. That's incredible that a book can do that,
Yes, that's
Make
awesome.
Make film good.
That's why the books are so much, I don't want to say better, they're different, but the books in conjunction with the movies are just like, it's necessary.
Yeah.
Well, the best thing about a book is you can go into someone's head.
True.
Yes.
So you know what everyone's thinking, which is the whole purpose of everything.
Yeah, and it's
in a movie you just have to
to see what he's actually thinking and struggling with.
Exactly, which he's whining in his head too.
I mean, what are your favorite books of the say the Legends series? What are your favorite books there?
I always lean towards the Old Republic, so the Bane books. I liked the Revan book, even though it shit on Revan. It made him look weak. But I like the old Republic stuff. Other than that, I can't really think. I've read quite a few. The Maul book was okay.
My favorite Star Wars series is Republic Commando. I rave about it a lot.
Oh, dude, I was just about to say it. The Republic Commando books are amazing.
Yes, they are.
And that game was cool as well.
Oh gosh. Well, I mean, calling myself Commander Cody, I have to like love the clones. So, and the fact that because they say like he's a clone of Jango and that Jango's a Mandalorian, but they never really talk about that or what a Mandalorian is. And then they just dive right into it and they're like a giant family. And it's definitely one of my favorites. And then obviously Bane is amazing. I just finished Tarkin. It was good. Yeah. It's not what I expected, but it was good. And I don't know. Labyrinth of Evil was a really good read.
It was a quick, easy read, actually.
Yeah,
for
it
me.
was nice. It was easy to get through.
The Rise of Darth Vader is actually the only book that I've read twice in my entire life.
I have a giant stack of books
It's
over
good.
here.
What are some of your favorites?
I like top of the pops. There would have to be Republic Commando. I just love those books so much. I loved Heir to the Empire. I loved
Really?
the old Timothy Zahn.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, I want to listen back through or read back through those because every time I hear the word Thrawn, everyone's just like, he's amazing, but I never finished that series.
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, I'm really well into the new canon, the new canon books, and I love those. They're actually the only one that was a stinker for me was Heir to the Jedi, which is the Luke Skywalker book.
Okay,
and it was brutal. It was terrible. It was I thought it was terrible, and Aftermath wasn't great either. But I don't know. What do you guys think of those?
Tarkin's the only one I've read, and then Lords of the Sith is next on my list. Yeah. There are, and we've said this on other shows, there's so much stuff. I can't keep up with it.
Yeah. I've actually, I have to put about a day a week just to kind of recalibrate myself because I'm reading the comics as well, all the new comics that are coming out, the Marvel stuff, and it's there's so much new content, you know?
Yeah. It's hard to keep up with it all. Unless that's the only thing that you have to do, it's geez.
Well, yeah, if you're a nerd culture fan in general, there's so much content just overloading every bit, with your superheroes, with your Star Trek, Star Wars. There's so much going on you cannot keep up with. So you kind of have to pick your poison and just say, hey, I'm going to forget about, Batman for a while and just go straight Star Wars. But
right.
Yeah, for sure. Because it does get overwhelming after a while, and you're left then going, you don't enjoy it then because it becomes sort of like a chore to try and get on top of all the different stories and stuff like that. And you don't want that. As soon as it becomes not fun, then you have to kind of go, I'm not into this anymore.
Well, I think we're set for the next 10 to 20 years with content. 'Cause we're just going to be,
sure.
Even if they stopped 2 years from now, we're gonna be still catching up on everything that they've put out. So.
Did you? There was an article put out with the president of Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, and she said there will be a new Star Wars movie every year indefinitely.
Forever.
Yes.
Well, until further notice. They're like, there's going to be a movie every single year until we decide otherwise.
Until it gets bad.
Here's the question: what do you think about oversaturation? I mean, I've been listening to different discussions about this, and obviously, Star Wars is one of those franchises that has kind of lived through, since the 70s, periods of where you couldn't get anything in the 90s, and then as soon as the Phantom Menace came out, we could get the merchandise machine came trailing through the franchise again.
Right.
What do you think about oversaturation? Because I think there is a tiny threat that it could become a money machine as opposed to a genuinely excellent story.
Yeah, I think it's a very thin line to walk, and I think things have been great so far, but once there's been 2 or 3 movies put out, I think things are going to start getting. It's going to be hard to keep everything really good all the time and still put out the same amount of stuff. You
see, that's the point I was always making. They're taking out all the guns at the moment, and they're bringing out the big guns at the moment, and they're really doing it right. But then, how long will that last for? Before they start to go, well, this is just a new machine that we money on.
And the issue with continuity. I think if you're just pumping stuff out and actors start saying, you know what, I've already done 3 movies, I'm done. All of a sudden, we got to get a new character for Han Solo because you haven't fucking killed him off and he's 110 years old running around. But it's going to get to that point of continuity issues with actors not signing back on with movies.
But I think as much as we complain about them canceling canon, I think that's why they did that, is so they can establish a brand new, I don't know what I'm trying to say. A brand new
generation of
brand new generation of stuff.
Exactly. And that's what I'm really, really excited about. I think that's incredible to pass on the baton. But ultimately, this is a story with very, very, very simplistic themes, but they're very profound when they're done right. I mean, the original trilogy for me, to be honest with you, is one of those things where I can always look to as a kind of benchmark or a keystone for any kind of turmoil in my life or anything like that. That's really art. That's good art, when art can make you go, oh, I can go there for refuge. You know what I mean? But I just wonder how much they'll be able to do with these new films going forward. You know what I mean? Will they be standalone? Will they be good films in and of themselves? And you have to ask yourself that question first and foremost.
Especially with them having different directors.
Yeah. I mean, as well as if you've got a trilogy, it's like TV nowadays. If you've got a TV series or a trilogy, you can kind of not rest on your laurels, but at least you have the benefit of going, well, if this movie doesn't do well, at least we'll have the next two to rectify it. Or if episode 1 doesn't go well, at least we'll have the complete series then to change it up, and make our season 2 to fix the story. That's a threat, I think, to overall storytelling. When all these opportunities with so much opportunities, and at the same time, are they hitting the points correctly at any time? Shit, I'm getting far too deep into this. You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
You know what I mean.
I wouldn't be totally.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be totally surprised if. You were way too actor on that.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah,
I wouldn't be totally surprised if the directors of the episode 8 and 9 and JJ and Disney and Kathleen Kennedy and the whole crew, whatever, got together to try to hash out some general storyline that would span 3 movies. Because otherwise, it feels weird to know that JJ is going to craft a storyline with Lawrence Kasdan, and then he's going to be done, and then episode 8 director has to do something that ties in. That seems like a little. I don't feel like they would do that. I feel like they got everything planned out for 3 movies. The standalone movies you're more free to I'm going to do Rogue One this way about this, and then it doesn't connect to anything else specifically. So you're free to make the standalone movies how you want.
Are they supposed to be canon though? Those standalones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, completely.
Here's an interesting thing too. They don't market episode 7 at all. The title is Star Wars Force Awakens. They haven't put episode 7 on any marketing stuff at all.
I didn't even realize that.
Check that out.
Yeah.
Check that out as well. That was only a prequel thing because Star Wars was just originally Star Wars. Then it was Star Wars: The Empire Strikes Back. Then it was Star Wars: Return of the Jedi. We only, as fans, kind of classed them 4, 5, 6 because obviously that came up with the scroll. So I thought that myself. That was quite strange, But at the same time, it kind of makes sense. You know what I mean? It's just a new title for the Star Wars film, like the new with Rogue One and stuff like that. Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that they didn't market it in the original trilogy as episodes.
I thought they did because I feel like I remember a clip of Lucas talking about the special edition and was like, "Well, when I originally put the movie out, they wouldn't let me put episode 4 because they thought that was confusing, so I had to leave it off. But then for the special edition, I went back and put it on there."
Well, the special edition was made so much later, though.
But still, that was the idea, was that was 4, 5, and 6. He wanted to do it from the beginning, I thought. Maybe I'm wrong. Kerner would know. Kerner, you watched all the special edition, all the special content 47 times. What is it?
Answer. All right, guys. That's enough of Star Wars. We're shutting this shit down, and we're going to move into our beer review. Beer review. All right.
All right. Keep Datman. Who's Datman again?
Datman. He's that man.
What's up, man? I'm going to grab the beer. You keep them occupied.
All right.
I'll be right back with the beverages.
Was your trip productive?
Fairly.
This is Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's come to check on our progress.
Your clones are very impressive. You must be very proud. I'm just a simple man trying to make my way in the universe. Ever made your way as far into the interior as Coruscant? Once or twice. Recently? Possibly.
What are we drinking tonight?
That's a good question. I think we got Guinness, no? Matt got the porter.
Yeah, Matt sent me a picture. I was like, hey, if you can find this crazy Guinness stuff, get it. And he sent me a picture of 3 Guinness bottles that I'd never seen before in my life. So
they were handmade.
They must have super fancy stuff over where you guys are. I've heard that.
To call it fancy is just hilarious.
It's not the exact same beer that we get over here.
Yep.
So
it's
must be a little different. But
handmade by.
We're drinking Guinness and spirit together. So
hobbits.
By hobbits, yeah.
No.
The Prussians.
The what? You're making stuff up now.
I didn't even hear. What did you say?
The croutons.
The crouton beer? Yeah. Get us crouton
No,
blend.
leprechauns. We call them the Prussians. It's a joke.
Yeah.
I'm not hitting the joke numbers tonight. I'm usually much better.
It's okay. Well, I'm sure there's also like a little barrier if we don't get what's the fuck's happening.
We're just gonna have to get an Irish translator, and once they get in the picture, it's gonna be hilarious.
That's supposed to be you. Book some films in the U.S. and come over and visit us.
Yeah, what the hell, man?
God.
I know I will. I'm coming over. I'll be over in a half an hour.
I'm on my way.
Sounds good.
Come on, just give me a minute. No, I'd love to.
sorry.
I mean, I'd love to.
All
You guys put me up.
What's up?
You guys can put me up.
Yes, I will. I'd love to.
Nice one.
You're not staying with me. I heard Irish people smell.
And
We
they
do.
act,
We
too.
take
I
all
can't
your
say-
jobs and women too. In that order.
Drink
need
your
to get the money
beer.
first.
Drink all your beer.
Order smell women beer.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then your
With
dog's
their
pregnant.
shillelaghs, you know.
Your dog's pregnant. It's crazy.
You know, I mean, you have a stereotype of Ireland, I suppose, somewhat. But ultimately, no, that's fine. It's absolutely not. But I mean, I look out my window, and generally, that's stereotypes fulfilled regularly, so it's okay.
Perfect.
It's quite true.
All right, so we don't have the exact same brand of Guinness, but I figured in honor of Matthew's Homeland, we got some Guinness for our beer review tonight. We haven't had it yet. It's popular beer, but we haven't had it on the show, so here we go.
Gurama Sláinte.
What?
That just means thank you very much and cheers.
Can you teach me how to say it?
Gurav Mahagat. You say Gurav Mahagat.
I can't.
I'm gonna say cheers. It's a lot easier.
Just go cheers, man. I mean, it's a dead language. That's a joke.
Korum and Champ. Okay. All right, Matt. We're gonna cheers this beer.
Wait, whoa.
Okay.
So we've got Guinness. We've got the Guinness draught, and Matt's got the porter, right?
Yeah, it's some fancy ass thing I'd never seen before, honestly.
Uh,
All the bottles, they're not even the same bottles. They look like, I don't even know.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, like it would come in a potion bottle out of Harry Potter.
Yes, that's exactly what it looks like, actually.
Hand built by wizards, it was.
It's like in Skyrim, I had to go into a special little kind of brewery to get it.
Yes.
You got to have a little extra death bell. And
Yeah.
that's the special.
You know the way, like, because I've been doing it so
Alohomora.
much in Fallout 4. You know that in Skyrim, you just collect such random shit.
Yeah.
You know, you just keep hoarding it, and then you go, you're over encumbered. But you insist upon dragging it across the map, no matter what, you know? No, I'm not. I need that comb. No.
You're over encumbered. Drop one butterfly leaf. All right, you're good to go.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Or I said butterfly leaf.
Leaf.
Butterfly wings. And we haven't even had the beer yet.
So this is brewed in Dublin. What part of Ireland are you out of?
I'm from County Meath, which is just north of Dublin.
Okay.
So it's very, very close. I'm actually, I work in Dublin quite a lot, so I'm up in there literally up and down there every day, second or third day. But yeah,
So
Meath.
the greater Dublin area.
Yeah,
you might
the
say.
greater Dublin area. Yeah. That's where I'm from.
And you ride horses to work, right?
You still have horse and carriage?
We've just discovered electricity.
Now, do the horses have Irish accent too?
They do, yeah. That's how we get it. We learn to speak from horses.
You teach them to pull you around, and they teach you to speak.
We do it. It's like a trade, you know what I mean? They make us taller. We make them walk faster. I don't know.
What happened?
All right,
I'm learning a lot about Ireland real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
let's
Our
cheers this.
primary export is cheese.
And Guinness.
Cheese and Guinness.
And Jameson. Is that actually from Ireland, Dublin?
That is very much from Ireland.
I wonder if that also is different
anything that
over
can
here.
make you fail at life, we pretty much export that.
We need to get rid of this stuff. Let's send it out in these boxes. So.
Great.
Awesome.
I'm sorry, Ireland. I love you. I love
okay.
you, but I
It's
love
okay.
to hate you also.
So we're gonna cheers the Guinness here.
Virtual cheers.
All right. And
Right, lads, knock it back.
Very good.
Oh,
I'm a Guinness
that's-
fan.
I mean, being a Philistine, I just kind of go, ooh, it's wet.
It's liquid something.
there's a bit of
It's,
alcohol.
it's liquid anyway, that's for sure.
So, Matt, you break the stereotype of the drunk Irishman.
I do indeed, yeah, I do indeed.
Because we can
Yeah.
understand you.
We all have one in every town.
The outcast,
well.
black sheep that doesn't
Yeah,
have,
exactly.
doesn't drink Guinness.
Yeah. We're like the token. We're the token sober guy.
Yeah.
You should go home and do your homework. Fuck you. This is when I was 12, obviously.
Everyone else rides horses. You ride the ass to work. So
Yeah. Give him the donkey.
Give him the donkey.
Listeners, I'm sure you're familiar. This is the typical American version of Guinness. 11.2 ounces because they gypped us on 0.8 of an ounce. It's 4% alcohol. Nothing
What?
crazy. It's kind of low.
That is extremely low.
It's very low. It's pasteurized.
What does that mean?
It's something about milk. I don't know.
Born in a pasture.
And it's brewed nitro. I think that's the right term.
That's what we were
it's not
talking about.
carbonated. It's like
It's a nitro beer, which is
Yeah.
brewed differently, but that's the original Guinness. This is Guinness Draught, so it's different.
no, this is just Guinness.
Are you 100% sure?
This is like the main Guinness that we get over here. It's of course not the original, but
Well, you know,
this
you
is
would
what
know.
we get to do.
You would know better than I, but I thought there was just like a regular Guinness beer,
That is. That's it.
but this is a
Yeah.
draught.
I don't know, man.
Huh.
This
Fourth?
is like basically they're all of these breweries are trying to diversify because craft beer is such a big market at the moment, you know?
Yeah.
So once upon a time Guinness just made stout. Obviously now they're diversifying themselves and trying to go like, hey yo, we can dip into this, into that. You know what I mean? Next thing they'll start making energy drinks and shit. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
They have an
With an
IPA
alcoholic-
actually.
What?
They have an IPA and they have an American blonde ale too.
What?
You see what I mean? It's far too hipster for me.
It is.
Now, we need to import some. What was it? Helium beer from Europe. I think that's in Germany. Can you?
Helium beer.
Yeah. Can you get that?
I don't know, man. I'm sure I can. I mean, I could just probably shout at the window and it'll be thrown up to me. Helium beer.
Yeah, if you haven't checked it out yet, go on YouTube and search helium beer. And there's these two German guys, and it's bottled like a regular beer. They open it up and they take a couple sips, and then they start giggling like school children because their voices are so high pitched, and they just giggle until they cry.
Yeah, it sounds like a little too good to be true that, you know.
Beer.
I really want to try it. I need to import it.
Next. Any listeners in Europe, send us some beer.
Yeah.
Well, I'm from Europe. I'm right here.
Matt, send us
could
some
do it.
beer.
If I find it, of course I'll send it over to you.
Send us some beer.
I mean,
We'll send you a shirt.
It'll be really light to send over in the post. Get it? Oh,
Oh, yes.
helium beer. That's just wrong.
And right all at the same time.
Yeah.
Continental Europe is much, much different than the islands. I gotta say, I remember that even from 10 years ago.
I believe it.
Continental Europe's interesting. Everything's so close. And even though the islands aren't that big, they are very separated.
I've heard.
But I
About to
would
conquer the world.
I would clearly know the best out of everybody here on the show right now. So.
You probably do. You know probably more than me. Have you been to Europe before?
I have been, yes. I've been to England, France, Belgium, Germany, Netherlands, and Switzerland. And I landed in Italy. Woohoo.
You were well traveled, my friend. Well done.
I've been to
Did you fast travel there?
Well, you had to discover like London before you could actually travel there. You have not yet discovered this location.
Yeah.
You have not discovered it. Yeah. I had to do a
I'm
certain...
starting to see everything in Fallout World. You know?
Right.
I got the Pip Boy edition.
I saw that. You sent me a picture. I was super jealous.
Yeah,
You sent
I'm
me like
sorry.
a throne room of fucking all the X-Wing miniatures and Fallout 4 with the Pip-Boy and then some other bullshit. I don't remember.
X-Wing, man. We'll get onto that. Oh my God, that game is just the business.
We should.
the business.
That's a fun term.
The business.
The business.
The business.
But
we should probably finish talking about this beer. We always forget. Well, that's the fun thing about the podcast. It's like a love-hate thing. It's like, hey, let's have a beer review. Guys, you watched Star Wars yesterday? Like, where are we going?
2 hours later, shit, my beer's warm.
Not like the people, not like our listeners are actually waiting on us.
Or sober. Okay.
I've had Guinness before. I enjoy it. I only got it because Matt's on. I don't even like it. No, I'm just kidding.
I like it. Oh, no, cool. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. It's nice. I like this porter stuff. It's really, really.
nice and
it's
creamy.
going down far too easy, though.
Nice and
it's
creamy.
very nice.
It's not too coffee for you, is it, Mopper?
It doesn't taste like coffee.
No.
This one doesn't taste too much like coffee. And it's actually, I'm really, really surprised. I don't know why, but I had the understanding that Guinness was a high alcohol content beer. And with it being 4%,
Like I said, it might be totally different over on the other side of the globe, but
No, dude. It's 4 here as well.
okay.
It's 4 here.
I just don't get that.
No, do you know what it is? It's because these beers these beverages are brewed for hipsters. They need to be able to go and run like half marathons afterwards also.
Yeah, hipsters
and post pictures on Instagram.
They're generally skinny people.
They're taking over the world. People are worried about fucking refugees and Mexicans. It's actually the hipsters that are taking over everything.
Oh, they have destroyed the world.
That's who Donald Trump's got to worry about.
Slowly.
No, it's quick.
It's good though, isn't it? I mean, what do you think of yours over there?
Yeah, it's tasty. I've had it before. It's not one of my favorites, but it's definitely good.
Previous to me having this exact beer, I always said I hated Guinness, and I don't know why, because I like this. It's definitely not a 3 for me, but I am enjoying it.
Your eyes have been open since the last time.
I wonder, do we have a brewed by?
They probably have like a
Is there
a Guinness brewery in the States. It's usually how they do that.
Well, it'll say it on the back there. I mean, it says here that it's brewed in Ireland.
Oh,
Guinness and St. James's Gate.
This says brewed in Dublin. So
Yeah, that's all it says.
yeah,
Okay.
and then it's
Got
signed
some
by a wizard wand.
Some
Wizard
some
wand,
jackass,
yeah, absolutely.
It says Matthew
signs every
O'Brien, I
bottle.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think it says Matthew O'Brien.
and then it's got
Yeah,
the Mandalorian stamp above that.
Perfect. That's definitely you.
You imagine that in the marketing department of Guinness. No, we're not going to put a stormtrooper skull on the top.
Hey, Sarah's in the chat room. Hi, Sarah.
Hey,
Also, hi, Chris and Kerner. You guys, we don't care about you, though.
don't matter. You guys don't matter too much.
You guys don't matter. Just a little bit. Datman, you got to remind me what your name is, because I remember you.
That's Dustin.
Dustin, hi. Well, you had different names on all the social media. I lose track.
So
Confusing.
we've got quite a few. Well, Kerner's been on. Dustin's been on.
Yeah, these are all our awesome fans. And Karma Dog, shout out to you. You're new. I don't know who you are, but I love you.
What's going on?
Thanks for joining us.
So, if you had to put the movies in order, Matt, do it.
Yeah.
Typical new guest questionnaire. So,
Oh, cool. Like, I mean, so you mean my favorite first?
Yeah.
so
In
your
ascending,
favorites,
in
yeah.
ascending order.
Just rank them.
Okay, so first is Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
Second is the Star Wars. Third is Return of the Jedi. Fourth is Revenge of the Sith. Fifth would be Attack of the Clones, and then sixth would be Episode 1, Phantom Menace.
It seems
So
about standard.
5, 4, 6, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, that would
think-
be me. Is that standard? It's probably pretty standard, is it?
That's
Yeah, a lot of people have said that. I think I float sometimes depending on like what I recently watched, but I think I usually say like 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Or 5, 6, 4, 3, 1, 2 sometimes, depending on the mood I'm in. But yeah.
I don't know.
Like I went on a mad binge there watching just A New Hope, like repeatedly. I kept watching it and watching it and watching it for some reason. I was like, this is so cool, you know, because I wanted to kind of just go back to the very start and go, this just made it, you know?
Yeah.
But then I really think Empire crystallized Star Wars as a credible, you know, story franchise, you know?
It's weird because the more and more I watch 5, it's slipping in my ranks.
Really?
Yeah.
That's random.
Stop watching it, man, straight away. Stop watching
Just
it. Give it a year.
cut off.
Right.
Take a
Step
break
away from
before it goes too low.
I don't know why, and it's very weird because part of it's like the Wampa. It's just why is that even part of it?
I dislike it at times,
It
and other
start-
times I'm like, still a little bitch. So
It ends in such a weird way. Dagobah's, I mean, it's a cool idea, cool planet, but I don't know. The whole carbonite thing is kind of just weird, and there's not like it's a solid movie throughout, but there's not like a peak where it's just like, well, I guess there is. I'm your father, but
Yeah.
that was ruined before I watched it. I knew that was coming.
I know.
Unfortunately, yeah, that's true.
So with that out of the picture, 5 is just solid throughout. But when I look at like 6, it's like, oh, that's the pinnacle of everything. When I look at 3, it's like, so climactic. It's such a change. And
Yeah.
so, yeah, like Matt said, I'm never watching it again. So
for different times. Yeah.
A lot of people say 3 is very high for them, and obviously it makes sense because of the whole plot and everything. Kerner, of course, 3 is his number 1. Kerner says 3, 5, 6, 4, 2, 1. Yeah.
Cool. I mean, that's a good list too. I won't really contend. I mean, I'm kind of ranking them original trilogy and prequel trilogy, you know?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Separately almost. Like, you know, the original trilogy I would rank 5, 4, 6, and then obviously the way. You know? But
maybe
yeah, I agree with him.
The better way for me to describe that is entertainment value. I would put probably 3 as my number 1. But as far as best movie, I would put not the prequels, the original trilogy higher up because they are better movies. They're a simpler, and the relationships that are built between like Han and Luke, I love because they just they don't believe in each other, and one believes one thing, the other, and then they kind of they struggle together and they become friends, and then all of a sudden they're great buddy, old pal. Like, it's just I love that, and you don't get a hint of that in the prequels. It's just like, oh yeah, Anakin and Luke, they've been best friends all the time. Remember, they had that 2-minute scene.
And Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that's what did I say?
Yeah. Well, because that's what you say. Because in every movie, in 2 and 3, they split up. They're never hanging out together except for like the very beginning of 3, you know. And like once they get reunited at the end of 2, it's like they just tell us that they're friends. It's like, hey, we're friends. Nesta Gundarks. Fuck Obi-Wan. He's jealous. And then they go on the opposite sides of the galaxy for like a couple hours.
Jeez. Oh man,
it's fun to watch though.
I mean,
definitely entertaining.
Those relationships, I think, are sorely lacking in the prequels. And it's like this: the prequels and the say, for example, the Clone Wars cartoon, they suffer from the same thing. They're too expansive. They're too big. You know what I mean? In terms of relationships. So for the original trilogy did it perfectly because they had a core set of characters who we can all relate to very quickly and immediately, and they concentrated on them. Whereas the prequel trilogy, you've got an expansive array of characters. You've got the Jedi Councils, you've got the Separatists. Every episode you're getting a new villain, so to speak, with General Grievous and Darth Maul. So you've got like loads of characters, and it's very, very hard to concentrate and get really meaningful dialogue and interactions from a large group of people. It's like the Avengers did it very well, I thought. And I wouldn't be a massive like Avengers fan or anything like that, but I felt that the interactions between each character, even though there was loads, was fair, and it was also very, very to the point. So you know what I mean? But I think with the prequels, they kind of dropped the ball a wee bit on that.
Yeah.
Well, I think Lucas's focus wasn't on the character development or the relationship building anymore. It was on the Expanse universe.
Yes.
Like this is how. Look at Utapau. Look at that shit.
Yeah.
It's such a love-hate because it opened it up to so many new awesome things.
Mustafar.
But like you said, it's too much to focus on at one time.
Look at this spider robot. He's got 4 lightsabers. Like,
I know.
But and I love it, but it does lack in like the movie quality. Really touching like your heart and like, oh, this is very human, and you can feel the struggle between characters. No, you just feel the awkwardness. No, that's the original.
But you see, like, I mean, if you look at Luke, right? If you look at Luke in episode 4, everybody has been there. You know that bit where he's looking at the twin sunset and Tatooine? Yeah. Everyone's been there. Not quite as dramatic as that. You know what I mean? No, Matt, you're not allowed to go to the concert. And I went out and I just stared at the sunset. Yeah. That didn't happen. But you know what I mean? We've all felt that longing or that want to be away or just to go on to some bigger adventure. But you can't really identify any of that kind of emotion in the prequel. You know what I mean?
You could really make a killing selling sunscreen on Tatooine. I need to think about that.
Force Friday.
That's how Jabba made his millions, man.
No, I know what you mean, and actually, now that you bring that up, that's like the one saving grace.
Suntan lotion,
watching Phantom Menace,
and sunglasses.
Shut up.
and umbrellas,
bantha blubber,
and frisbees. And
that's like the one saving grace to episode 1 is like. There's only 3 planets to focus on. You see a lot of Tatooine, which helps you relate to the episode 4 and 6 a lot. Yeah. And it's more adventurous. It's like these people are going along the story. You don't know exactly what's going to happen, and they just kind of end up one thing after another. Of course, young Anakin sucks. Of course, Obi-Wan doesn't do anything. But if there's one good thing about it, it feels more adventurous and less political than 2 and 3.
Yeah, I'm giving this beer a 2.
Oh, yeah, we forget about the beer again. Sorry. Guinness, it's kind of, 2. 2.
Yeah, it's. I love how wet it is.
I love the very liquid aspects of it.
It's definitely liquid.
Like how they bottle it.
Yeah, Kerner. Wow, I say Kerner. I don't know why. I looked up at his name and I was about to talk about the beer, and then I just saw it. It's hard. It's a cool name. I can't stop saying it.
I think all beverages, like beers right now, they should be graded on how good the conversation is after you've imbibed it.
Imbibe.
You know,
True.
That's the thing.
Conversation that we have after any Stone beer is usually pretty good.
Stone. Do you get Stone Brewing out there?
Excuse me?
Stone, like a rock, like Stone Brewing.
It's called Stone, and their mascot is the gargoyle.
No, maybe we do. I just haven't seen it.
They make a crazy selection of beers, and they usually just pump alcohol into every single one, and they're usually 10 to like 12%. It's outrageous, and you can't feel your legs. And
Yeah, the goal is just to be as ridiculous as possible. Their flagship beer is called the Arrogant Bastard Ale. And it's one of my favorites.
and
That's
all
exactly what it says in the tin.
Yeah. It's outrageous. Actually, I have for anyone that's watching on Twitch.
and they make quite a few IPAs that are as bitter as your taste buds can react
And
to.
more,
Yeah.
actually, because we had a beer guru on the show, and he said there's an international bitterness unit for bitter beers and like IPAs and stuff, and they just scaled it based like randomly on what the human tongue can actually like taste. So 0 to 100. But some of the Stone beers are over 100. Some of the Stone beers like 120.
Yeah.
You can't even
My
taste the
God.
difference. They just do it because it's outrageous.
That's incredible.
It's
I mean,
awesome.
that's for people who are very sad in life, isn't it?
That's for
I
people
want to
that
drink
are,
this beer and forget things.
Stupendous.
Yeah. That's for people who don't have anything to do tomorrow.
I was trying to think of more synonyms for awesome.
That's amazing. I got to try that.
I was going to say something about this beer again. It's really good. 2 star. Oh, yeah. Rundown of a rating system. That's what I was going to do. I'll try to be quick. 3 stars. Best beer you could ever drink. It's awesome. Recommend it to everyone. 2 stars. Very good beer. Have it often. But something holding it back from being the best thing. 1 star. It's worth trying. 0 stars. Fuck it.
Done.
And that's what it is. So 2 stars for the Guinness. It's a great beer. Everyone should try it at least once. And if you're a fan of this darker kind of nitro brewed beer, have it often. Go for it.
I'm still just astounded at with the lack of alcohol content. That's fine.
I wonder
because
if the pasteurization affects that at all.
But I kind of assumed nitro, since it was brewed differently, they put more alcohol in it. But maybe the brewing process limits the amount of alcohol.
Kerner said new beer rating system. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Same one. I just tried to shorten it.
0 to 1.
0
I
to
like
1.
it.
0 sucks. 1 drink it.
Zeros don't drink. One's
Mopar
drinking,
said he didn't like listen to me ramble about it, so I tried to shorten it up, man.
Yeah. Don't.
And Chris said that's my favorite beer. You talking about Guinness? You talking about one of the Stone beers? There's
Chris.
a delay in the chat.
I think Stone, because he probably would have chipped in before with about Guinness.
That's true. Yeah.
True. Matt's on top of it.
Matt knows.
I got this. I got this, guys.
Now, does your donkey have Wi-Fi?
It does, yeah. Basically you have to pull the tail up, though, just to activate it.
Put
To get
the
it-
antenna.
to
Yeah, it's one of the
activate.
new models.
Well, I had to put him down today. Signal was really bad. Just brought him to the side of the road, just shotgun straight to the head.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
I mean, his favorite movie is Shrek, obviously, because the donkey and that. And I showed him on the iPod and then shot him in the face.
Oh god. This went somewhere weird. That's awesome.
Donkey.
Donkey.
Karma Dog says, "Have you ever tried Sweet Baby Jesus beer?"
No.
Joking, but Chris agreed with him. That's my Thanksgiving beer. That is a good beer.
We're gonna have to search
Never
that
heard
out.
of it. What's the brewery? Because
Udapow Brewing.
Udapow. There's no beer here.
There's no
You
beer.
Brought it with you.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
That's actually a great quote that we should add to the thing. Matt,
doing
can you do a Emperor Palpatine voice impression?
Yeah. Good. Good. That's not the best, but like, I mean, it's as good as it's going to get. Fucking half one.
Just start cussing. It was good for me. Dude, DeClaw is actually very good. I had DeClaw in Baltimore, actually. It's out of nowhere. I was on a business trip and I was drinking beer. And
Why is that so funny?
because they paid for it.
You should do on a business trip. That's the point. They send you there to liquor up your clients and get them to buy shit.
I didn't have the peanut butter from the club, but I did have. I think it was like an American blonde, but it was pretty good. Yeah, it was in the airport. I was waiting. It was like 6 hours because I got done with a test and I was flying out at like 5 p.m. and I was done with the test at like 10. And I had no vehicle, so I was just like, drop me off at the airport and I'll just get drunk.
Guaranteed. Oh, Kerner said we should have a new beer rating system. So 0 stars is Jar Jar Binks, 1 star is Young Anakin, 2 stars is Episode 3 Anakin, 3 stars is Darth Vader.
Ah.
I see what you did there.
You're very dumb.
That's very good. That's very good.
I hate you.
So what are you currently playing? I assume it's Fallout 4?
And if it's not, you have to leave.
I'm all over that. Tonight was the midnight launch of Battlefront, and I'm getting that first thing in the morning. But at the moment, I'm playing Fallout 4.
Yes. We might have to bring
Thank
Battlefront up later. I'm sure our listeners are annoyed at us because we haven't played it yet. But let's talk about Fallout first. Do you love it? Is it amazing?
It's good. It's good. You know what? It took a bit of getting used to because I was like, I hope that the hype with games nowadays.
Yeah.
And immediately I sat down to it after loving like New Vegas. I loved all the original ones as well. I thought the point and click ones. I just love those. But I sat down to play it. Took me a wee bit of time to kind of get used to it because of the crafting system. It's really, really big on its crafting aspect now.
Yeah.
But it's really enjoyable. The quests are just fantastic. The graphics are amazing. My games for this year have to be right now, currently, The Witcher. Second now would be Fallout, and then obviously Battlefront would be third, and then the Metal Gear Solid 5 was incredible as well.
Do you have Xbox or PS4?
Xbox One, the X-Bone.
Oh yeah, I forgot they started putting Metal Gear on Xbox. They never used to do that.
I know. Remember that? Remember Mario and Sonic never the twain would meet.
Yeah.
You know,
now
it's
you
all
can
sacrilege.
get it all on one DVD or whatever the hell they call them now. Disc things.
What a DVD. What did they call it? Cassette tape.
What if there was a video game console that played VHS? Like you put that game on the VHS, just the old school shit. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Now, do they keep up a decent amount of like comedy in Fallout 4? Because I know in Fallout 3 they would just put hilarious, stupid shit in there just for the hell of it because they can.
And KOTOR.
Do they keep it in there?
Yeah, you have an option now to reply sarcastically. It's just it literally says you want to reply sarcastic, and you go, yeah, all the time.
All the time.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Lose karma.
You know what? That was a big thing when I first heard about Fallout 4 going with the whole your character would be like a voiceover.
Yeah.
Because I love that anonymity like that you'd have in the other Fallouts where you were the character and you didn't have a voice per se. But it works. It actually works. The voice acting is really good in it. And the responses and replies are all really spot on. But it's batshit crazy. Like it's one of those games where like anything goes.
Now, like I know if you're like bad, your status can be like, evil, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you're just sarcastic too much, does it say sarcastic asshole? And
You've got the sarcastic asshole perk.
You can talk shit to
achievement
anybody.
unlocked.
Yeah, you gain sarcasm.
I
everybody.
they balance it. Do you know what? You remember you'd see in the Fallout 3 and New Vegas, you'd see your karma points kind of go up and down.
Yeah.
I don't think they bothered with that. You can just be bad if you want to be and you don't get judged for it.
See, I kind of like that how much that affected you. If you were just a dick and you killed random people and stole shit, everyone's just like, hey, stay the fuck away from me. Like, I've heard about you.
Yeah, this guy's a badass.
I never thought it was as implemented as well as Skyrim, though. Because Skyrim...
I thought it was better because people would attack you if you were evil enough. People would just start shooting you and you're like, well, what the hell?
My karma that low. But when you have a good skill and you walk into a town in Skyrim, they'd be like, keep away from me, sneak thief.
Hey,
shit like that.
Fuck your mother.
Put that flame away, asshole.
Why wasn't that turned into a meme? Like they went with the arrow and the knee one. What the hell?
You shove that special magic up your ass. We don't trust you with that.
Man, I was really terrible at Skyrim with like melee like weapons. I would just like pump all my experience points into archery, all the time. I just never bothered with like going up and bludgeoning someone. I just didn't feel. I loved Skyrim, but I didn't feel that really it was as satisfying, as getting like an arrow in the eye or knee, whatever.
Yeah, or earlobe. Yeah, I was not a fan of like the melee combat in that.
No, it was pretty sucky.
It was simple.
It was too simple though. You just, however strong your strength is, you just go up and you just wail on something until they die.
That's why when I first played it, I kind of wanted to just get through the storyline, so I just did heavy armor and two-handed, and I walked straight up to giants and beat the shit out of them. And it was amazing.
The first time I ever went up to a giant, I remember like he punched me so hard I left the map. Just like went straight up. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah. I went back every once in a while, like every few hours, just to try to kill one, and if I got thrown off the map, then I wasn't ready.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was your test.
Yeah. Shit.
2 out of 3 for Guinness. Woohoo!
Archery.
2 out of 3, yeah, cool.
Archery is definitely, and in Oblivion too. I don't know if you played much of Oblivion, but archery is definitely like, it's probably one of the most fun things to do in Elder Scrolls.
Yeah. I loved archery. It was far more satisfying to be real stealthy and then just like nail someone in the head with an arrow. Just was like, but it's the same with Fallout. Like, I mean, I in this Fallout more than previous Fallouts, I've been using stealth, because I didn't think that mechanic worked too well in the previous ones, but in this one it works really well and is like just maybe I'd say it's purely to do with the design of the levels, but there's more places to hide, and actually when you get found you can kind of hide again. Maybe I've been playing too much Metal Gear, but it's pretty good. Stealth all the way.
Stealth
For the win.
Yep. Stealth definitely fun. Have you ever played Dark Souls by chance?
Yes, that game is just amazing.
Okay, good. I'm glad.
You played a lot.
Yeah, my one of our frequent guests, Tommy Boy, introduced it to me about a year ago, and I got instantly obsessed with it.
That is like, it's the toughest game I've ever played.
I tried the second one. I've put about 6-8 hours in the second one. I just can't get into it. It feels a lot different. But I've played through the first one entirely.
Wow.
Mopar's flicking off the camera. I've I just point to it. Great, sorry. I played through the first one probably 6 or 8 times, almost all the way. It's I'm obsessed. It's fun.
It's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's difficult.
Takes skill.
It's painful.
It takes skill.
It's painful.
I love the way we just kind of went quiet there. Dark Souls. Jesus.
Yeah. It's really. It's like it's painful to think about.
You actually, because I don't know how many times I killed like the same skeleton over and over and over again, just going, I will beat this game. And did you realize 7 hours have passed and you're like still at the first like stage of the game?
It is, and it's funny to look back once you get to a certain point. It was like, geez, I was stuck at this part for like 4 hours. It's so easy now. Once you get used to it, it's fun.
There's a great dynamic to that game in terms of like how it's actually designed, and the feel of it, the atmosphere. It's really tangible. I think that's incredible.
Yeah, that's a huge part of it too. The graphics are great.
Dude.
So Dustin in our chat room just mentioned he said that he just saw a Star Wars CoverGirl commercial.
Yeah, I definitely heard that they were marketing makeup to fangirls.
That's unaccepeptable.
What is the crack there?
Do you want to look like a Bith? Well, we can have it fucking happen.
Oh, but like Padme Amidala type of stuff.
Right. Is it just me? I don't know. I've never identified Star Wars as just a male thing. I've never. I just never thought of it as just a dude thing. This kind of stuff, obviously, it's logical from a marketing perspective, but ultimately the overriding thing about like fandom is I don't know about you guys, I'm sure it's the same. You've never identified it as purely one sex or the other, like, you know what I mean?
It's a galaxy.
Male or female.
Yeah, it's a galaxy.
It's a galaxy. Like
it's a galaxy.
They're going to plaster
Princess Leia, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, exactly. And they're going to plaster Star Wars on as many products as they can. So makeup's just one more thing.
Shmi Skywalker.
Don't get me wrong. I don't want it. I'm not trying to diminish, like, fangirl, like the movement. I think it's fantastic, but it's it's just another one of the many things that they're going to try and aim for. They're another demographic, at this stage. They're entrenched. Like they've always been in my mind, male, female, whatever floats your boat.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, do all Star Wars species have male and females? Maybe some of them reproduce by budding.
Some asexuals, yeah.
Yeah. I got my son. He's growing me on my shoulder here. So
Could be your daughter, though.
yeah. No one knows.
Oh, no one knows.
Here's my offspring. They're coming.
I went over.
Yeah,
Off my
went
shoulder.
they are off my elbow.
Oh God.
Now,
Hey, you guys.
if you cut a Bith's arm off, does it regrow like a lizard?
I don't know if bits are like that, though.
I read it.
They're all just trained musicians. I don't know if they can regrow limbs.
Well, if they get their shit cut off, they got to keep playing the space flute. So
Just makes it twice as challenging. Just a one-hand clarinet bit.
he's good.
You see the one-armed bits.
No, it's like some weird space circus. This guy can still play
It's like-
drums. It's crazy.
American Horror Story, the cantina.
Yes,
Yeah.
You know
perfect.
what I mean?
American Horror Story, Mos Eisley.
Yeah, Mos Eisley. That would be the bomb.
Scum and villainy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of scum and villainy.
So you said
I
you
like the segue, man. Good segue.
do it.
No, Mopar wants to do it.
So you said you listened to Lamb of God when you frequently stab zombies in the throat. Now, explain.
Your musical interests.
Yeah.
Mine.
Yeah, John,
No.
John Williams, and that's it.
The guy behind me. You're okay. Yeah, dude. I play drums, so
Oh, okay.
anything with a good beat I can get behind.
I did not know that. Very nice.
Yeah, I like. I used to play in a band years ago. Not so much now, though. But actually, a shout out to my good friend Shane Mason. He's was my guitarist. He's doing quite well in a band called Jemson Green at the moment. But just I don't know. Like you guys, actually, you've got good taste in music.
Now,
Bit of metal.
do you play the drums or do you play a drummer in a movie?
No, I play the drums.
Hey,
He was so mad he had to get evil. Don't fuck around.
It's like, I love the drums. I'm big. I love them. Sorry, I don't know what to say. I love the drums.
I'm good with sticks.
I love hitting stuff in rhythm.
Timing's my favorite.
I have impeccable timing.
Not all the time in time though. To be honest with you,
Out of time.
but I like. Jesus, what am I listening to right now? I kind of go back the same old. I'm listening to a lot of Led Zeppelin at the moment.
Perfect.
Very nice.
Bit of Pink Floyd, Stiff Little Fingers. That's just today. But yeah, a bit of punk, whatever's going. I love the Clash.
Nice.
Big Manic Street Preacher fan. Do you know the Manic Street Preachers?
Do not. Never heard of
Yeah,
them.
they're a good band. Yeah.
It's okay.
You know the way different moods, you play different stuff. Cream.
Yeah.
I just mentioned cream. Strawberries. Apples.
Cool Whip.
Yogurt.
Half and
Yeah.
half.
Half and half. Oh my god.
And Guinness, 2 out of 3. Go pick it up. 4% alcohol.
Spray cheese.
Yes. Well, that's good. I mean, definitely Zeppelin and Floyd we're huge fans of those. I'd say
Yeah.
they're in our top 5, pretty much always guaranteed.
Do you know what I was listening to the other day? It was pure cringe. It was Man of War. Do you know that band?
Yes.
I've heard of them. I don't think I've actually listened to it though.
I came across like an old CD that I had, and it was kind of like under like loads of. I think I tried to bury it. Get away from me. Oh, does anyone listen to Dream Theater? Yes, I listen to Dream Theater. Brilliant.
Not regularly, but they're fucking awesome.
I've tried so many
Yes.
times. Maybe I'm just picking the bad albums because I know they have quite a few albums. But I listened to one full album and I was not impressed. And like their technical stuff is, I mean, I
Yes.
get it and it's great. But maybe because everyone's like, well, they're very progressive and they can get really heavy. And it's just the album that I heard was not heavy at the least bit. So
I've listened to one album. Oh, it's Images and Words. I listened to that album a
Yes.
lot. That's
That's
probably like the main one that I heard. And yeah, it was fucking great. They're good.
yeah.
Well, let's look at the sales. Go back down. So Images and Words are their best selling. So by far. So maybe that's the one I need to start with.
600,000.
Done.
Yeah, no, I don't know. Someone asked about how can you take Man of War seriously, and I said the answer is you can't. They're just horrendously, funnily bad. They're really bad. Like, but you know, at one point I probably listened to them for a split second and went, nah, no, and then continued to listen to the album.
Well, there's a lot of like those. A lot of like British metal, and then you get into like Scandinavian metal, and it's metal songs about being metal. Like, we are the heaviest of all time. Like, what? What? Being metal and wearing leather is cool. Like, what happened?
I know.
It's like,
drop a guitar.
You know what? I like In Flames and I like Fear Factory.
Nice.
Moment. They're two bands I'm kind of blasting at. But that's it. They're eclectic.
I always go back to Symphony X, which is a fucking great band.
Yeah.
Symphony X. Oh, they're great. They have one song called Odyssey, and it's 24 minutes long. Nice. And I delirious about.
Motorhead.
Motorhead.
Unfortunately, was it Motorhead's drummer that recently passed?
I don't know.
I think it was Motorhead's drummer. So it's unfortunate, but those guys are getting old, man. Especially with their lifestyles and stuff.
Yeah.
Man.
Marin had
Black Dahlia Murder.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Chris, you're killing us right now, man. I didn't realize you were a metalhead.
Yeah, you
talked about Star Wars and beer. I didn't know you liked metal.
Yeah.
Karma Dog says the drummer did recently pass away in Motorhead. They had Lemmy. What's his last name?
Motorhead.
Lemmy Motorhead. He was on Marin like a month or two ago, and I listened to his interview. He can barely talk, but he's an awesome guy.
He actually had to cancel quite a few shows because he's just like, my body cannot handle live performances.
Yeah, it's not even real. Metal, beer, EDM, and Star Wars. That's a great combination. Not gonna lie about it.
What is EDM?
Electronic dance music.
Oh, I thought it was just like eternal death metal.
Eternal death metal. It could be if you try to start it.
Electricity, damn it.
No, EDM's good, man. I'm a fan.
Yeah, I agree.
You don't.
So what?
You don't? You don't agree with that at all.
So, we are going to see Between the Buried and Me on Saturday.
Listen to them.
So we'll be driving to Cleveland to go see BT Bam. So if you guys are big fans of like the Black Dahlia Murder and you haven't checked out Between the Buried and Me, so check them out because they are fucking delicious.
Also, I've been trying to like to get an interview with the band after the show, and they haven't responded to me. They don't like us. They must not like us.
Blake likes us. He talked to me last show.
Yeah, but he doesn't remember
Send him
us.
a bouquet or something, like a kind of small present.
Chris says they're pretty good. Hey, man. Listen up.
You need to spend more time listening to them because it does get better with age.
I think I'm just going to bring all of my recording stuff, all my mobile recording stuff, and just try to like corner them after they leave the venue and just be like, guys, talk to us. What do you think about stuff?
Remember that time you ignored me on Twitter? How do you feel about that? So let's get a bit away from Star Wars while we have Matt here. So outside of Star Wars, what's kind of your favorite universe? Are you like a Marvel, DC, anime?
Yeah, there isn't any. No, I mean I love my anime too. Like I mean I grew up with VHS copies of Akira, Ghost in the Shell. I know they're the big ones, but I watched them like so many times. I mean, franchise-wise, I would dabble in a lot of them, but Star Wars is just, to be honest with you, the biggest one.
So
Lord of the Rings,
DC versus Marvel.
I would be more of a Marvel dude, right, at heart, right?
Yeah, me too.
But DC are cooler.
Yeah,
DC
that might be a good way to say it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I completely understand.
Well, Daredevil was fantastic.
Yeah, the show is great. Yeah, I'm still going through it.
Is Daredevil not DC?
No, Marvel.
I don't know what the fuck.
You don't know.
Yeah, Marvel
was... all the things you like from DC are actually Marvel characters.
Iron Man's my favorite DC.
I don't like to talk about it because I don't know too much about DC characters. I love Batman. I hate Superman. And
Green Lantern.
I love a majority of the Marvel characters. I don't really know anything about Green Lantern, though.
It's an interesting guy.
Yeah, but I don't know anything about his powers. I haven't seen the movie or like the Justice League cartoon or read any comics or anything.
Yeah. After the Burial is another good band. Yes, I completely agree. Unfortunately, I saw them in concert and they were horrific. I don't know if it was just that night or whatever. It was on a Monday night, so I'm sure they were just like fuck.
Horrific for a metal band.
It was
a good adjective.
They were really good. It was upsetting because one of my buddies knows one of the guys after the Burial, and he was like, "Dude, you gotta go see him. And we saw him, and we just stood there. Was like, this is not good. I wish it was better. That's what people say.
Matt Kerner, I'm sure you can see that, but he wants you to say something stereotypical.
Oh my God, don't say it.
You don't have to say it though. Tell him to fuck off if you want.
I can say Kerner, but then I'd have to kill you.
Please.
That's enough.
Please do it.
Please.
I mean, it's going to cost me a fortune and flights getting over there, tracking you down and all the rest. But anyway.
The donkey would probably...
Okay.
It would drown
you know
in the
that
sea.
we don't actually have Lucky Charms over here?
You don't?
No, we have to cut the legs off rabbits.
Yeah. Unlucky Charms.
Okay, I'll say it for you, Kerner. They're always after me Lucky Charms. How's that?
How's that? You fucking...
Now you know why I don't get fucking cast for those commercials. No,
have you tried?
I'll do it again, this time with passion and feeling. They're always after me Lucky Charms, the bastards.
Those fuckers.
Have you guys...
Fuckers.
Oh my God. What's the name of that goddamn show? It's
Shrek.
It's basically a parody of Back to the Future. Rick and Morty.
Everyone yells at us about that
keep
show.
hearing about that Adventure Time, and I have not watched either of
Sorry.
them.
But there's a bit
okay.
in Rick and Morty about the Lucky Charms that I feel every time I hear that. That fucking thing. And I don't even know what the goddamn Lucky Charms are. They're like marshmallows and fucking sugar, aren't they?
Oh, it's poison
That's
sugar.
what marshmallows are.
It's poison sugar. Yeah.
Sorry, man.
It's
Sorry,
sugar
dude.
and sugar with some fluffy sugar.
I'm a beer and marshmallow Philistine. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous.
You said that word 4 times so far.
So the Guinness is...
That's the title of the episode is Philistine. Matt the Philistine.
Just call it the Philistine.
The
Yeah,
Philistine of Lucky Charms.
So you do not have Lucky Charms cereal in Ireland?
We don't have them. And you know what?
It's probably a good
we
thing.
still managed to get on with our day-to-day life.
I know.
I can't believe that.
They have regular old charms.
Yeah,
There's this movement within Ireland at the moment. They have these stores where they sell American sweets and kind of candies, I suppose, what you call them. Mm-hmm. And they'd sell like Twinkies and stuff like that. But like, okay, say for a box of 20 Twinkies over here, how much is it for, say, a box of Twinkies in America?
I've bought Twinkies since I had a grandpa that bought Twinkies for me.
I don't think I've ever had a Twinkie.
They're kind of
Okay,
good.
guesstimate it for me.
It's $1.
A Twinkie is probably like $4 for like a dozen Twinkies.
Okay, for a dozen Twinkies, which would be approximately €3 here, okay? So here they sell a regular box of Twinkies in one of these specialist stores, €20.
Holy shit. It's like
Wow.
$40.
People buy that shit.
You want to pay extra to die? Yep, here you go.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, so like, you know, all this kind of sugar and shit. But you dudes, I mean, I was over in New York in 2013, and I have to say your selection of stuff is superior to ours, you know.
Well, the selection's good. The content of the selections is not always great.
It's all good. It's all good.
Don't
It's
stay
all
over
food.
here for too long. You're going to get diabetes. Careful.
Yeah, okay, I won't. It's fine.
You get diabetes and become racist. So
We're not known for cuisine over here.
What do you guys eat on the daily? What's like your regular
potatoes.
traditional Irish meals?
Potatoes and Lucky Charms. I still have to get rid of that donkey I killed earlier on, so we'll probably eat him for the next month.
Lucky potatoes.
Now, do you guys have? I swear to God, I saw some potato chips, and the brand name was Tato.
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah. That's a good brand. That's a good brand.
Gotta go grab some potatoes.
So maybe
You know
we
what,
like
man?
had to
Actually,
like
after this,
mark it off.
I'm going to send you over like a care package of just like a selection of the Irish confectioner.
Potatoes and donkey meat. Perfect. Now, for the viewers, for the people that are listening,
They are viewers.
For the viewers that don't know, you have a full head to toe Boba Fett suit.
Yes, I
uniform.
do.
I thought
Yes,
you were
I do.
trying to leave Star Wars.
Well, I kind of want to go
You got
back.
Lucky Charms, you got potatoes. Hey, about Boba Fett.
So
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
what's
Kill a donkey, Boba Fett.
speaking of killing Boba Fett? So
I do, yeah.
So you're a huge Mandalorian Boba Fett fan. So maybe talk about a little bit about it. Talk about it.
Boba Fett. Boba Fett? Boba Fett? Where? Yeah, no, I've been trooping with the Emerald Garrison, which is the equivalent of, say, your guys 501st over there.
Okay.
What's so funny? What's so funny? Huh? Wise guy, huh?
We said, talk about Boba Fett, and you just said Boba Fett.
and then you
Took
stopped.
a pause, and I started cracking up.
All right.
Those are your comments on Boba Fett. Matt, what are your thoughts on Boba Fett?
My thoughts on him are I love him. He's my favorite character. It was my first action figure I ever got as a child.
Oh,
so
nice.
I was like, cool.
Now, we had an unfortunate inquisition with a drunk guy at Comic-Con, and he was arguing against Boba Fett, saying he was a piece of shit. He was killed easily. Everyone calls him the most badass person in blah, 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 and he just falls into a big sand vagina, and then he dies.
Yeah.
And so what would you say to that guy?
Well, there's no shame in being wrong. No, I think Boba Fett. Yeah, he is bad. He's a terrible bastard. But also, he managed to get. If he did fall into a vagina in the middle of the desert, I mean that's just testament to how cool he is. He managed to get some poon even in Tatooine.
He just dives right in.
You know? So basically, I just think Boba Fett in general is a very intriguing character because he said nothing in the original trilogy. You immediately want to know more. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because he's kind of so ambiguous, I suppose, makes me even more interested. And the armor looks so cool. Like that's the first thing you see. You see his armor, and you go, "Jesus Christ, he looks so cool." I have actually recently got the sideshow prototype Boba Fett. You know, the one where he was meant to be like a specialist stormtrooper.
Oh, wow.
Know that.
Go.
Yeah, like basically Boba Fett originally was meant to be a superior stormtrooper, like an elite stormtrooper that they would send into battle to look at, to track down the rebels. And then he evolved into a bounty hunter from there. So that's the costume when he's all white.
Oh,
okay. I've
wow.
seen you in that, so now that makes sense.
The one. You know the one I'm talking about. So they painted that up. But that's my next costume.
That makes a lot more sense, and that actually might be foreshadowing into Captain Phasma about her being just, instead of a bounty hunter, just having a badass like person that they can always go to. Hey, we need to kill some Skywalker asshole,
An assassin or something.
and they just like, yep, done. And then she shouldn't even talk. She goes, yep, and then walks away and does it.
Yeah.
So what are your thoughts overall on what you've seen so far with The Force Awakens? I know we went into a little bit about like how JJ's going to do it, but what are you most excited about?
Well, we kind of digressed along a lot of it. Why don't we say like, what's your what character are you most excited to learn more about?
R2D2.
Phasma, Captain Phasma.
Really? Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I mean, like Fest, the first time I seen the Phasma's armor, and I was like, oh my God, what's the story here? Like even more so than Kylo Ren. Because I think when you look at Kylo Ren, you got a gist of what he's about. He's on a mission, like the Blues Brothers, mission from God or from the Sith. But like he's got his own agenda. But I think Phasma is interesting because what's her role in this? Like, does she play? Well, I would consider her probably. Is she subordinate to Kylo Ren, or what's her deal? I think she's far more, interesting and vague, and that's what I like about characters. You don't know them, inside out. Whereas Kylo Ren, we're seeing a lot more. You kind of know what he's about. Whereas Phasma, we don't know anything about.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kind of excited just to see. Geez, I already forgot his character's name. John Boyega's Finn. I want to see his full story, and I'm assuming Finn and Rey are going to be the main characters throughout this trilogy.
Yeah.
But I'm excited just to see. We already know where he starts and that he does wield a lightsaber at some point. So just they've hinted so many opposite things. Hey, I'm a stormtrooper, and then he's like, Kylo, fuck you, and it's just like, how in the fuck did that happen?
And then he's like bumping fists with Poe Dameron.
Yeah, they play Sabacc, and they had those Twi'lek horrors. Remember? Oh,
always comes back to Twi'leks.
I mean, that's pretty cool too. Apparently a new trailer just dropped there a few seconds ago. Keep the new 30-second whatever the thing is called, the TV spots.
Yeah.
Just dropped there like about 2 seconds ago. I'm seeing shots here of BB-8 getting spun around in the Millennium Falcon.
Oh, this is
more
live.
that just came out.
This is live.
More. It's happening.
Oh my god! No way! Don't lie to me.
So don't tell me because I watched one TV spot and I don't remember it, and I'm happy I don't remember it. So I've seen the original the full theatrical trailer, and I watched the international trailer once, and I don't remember much of that. So I'm trying to just keep distance because I kind of want to walk into it to be like, oh, what is this? So
you're right. Yeah, because as fans, we can kind of over-anticipate it or whatnot. Yeah, I'm at this stage now, I've kind of stopped listening and reading articles and stuff like that. I'm just going to go. It's only a few days away at this point.
We are less than 30 days.
It's a trailer from 40 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Should we watch it?
I'm not watching it.
Yeah, let's do it. Do it.
Fine.
Do you want to watch it?
Yeah.
All right, let's watch it. All right, live bitches, we're going to watch this shit. You can't see it, but you should go look it on YouTube. It's called Star Wars The Force Awakens TV spot number 6. All right, that was too loud.
You don't know a thing about me. What I've seen. We all need to run. Hope is not lost today.
Wow.
You must face them. Fight them.
Wow.
Sure you're up for this?
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, this is
Wow.
Jesus.
Wow. What the fuck, JJ? Why are you doing this to us?
No, man. But that's the best I've seen so far.
There was a lot more that was like focused on Finn, and there was like 2 or 3 different shots of him with a lightsaber that wasn't the shot with Kylo. Like he's fighting stormtroopers with his lightsaber. Like,
did you see with the stormtrooper staff?
Yes, we saw the stormtrooper with the staff.
Yes, it was awesome.
I'm here.
So am I.
Are you here for me?
Yes, I'm here for everyone.
It's the only reason, really. Yeah, I mean, that was a lot of Han. Not a lot, but we saw Han and Finn working together doing some shit. So BB-8 playing some roly-poly in the Falcon. So...
Yeah.
That's the last thing I'm watching. That's the last thing I'm done.
Until they bring it Ray.
Right. Because at this point, we could probably just piece together all the trailers and everything, and we just get the full movie.
Somebody did, actually. I saw a recent video. Somebody took all the trailers and TV spots and put them together in one big trailer. It's like 6 minutes long or something ridiculous.
Welcome.
It's pretty cool.
It's kind of a problem with modern movies. Like they give everything away in the trailer.
Yeah, they're giving like just enough away to keep us like really on the edge of our seat and like excited and talking about it. There's like nonstop buzz online and on social media and stuff about it.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Those guys rooting for everyone.
I think JJ knows what he's doing, and he's saying you can only release X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
You cannot say anything about, and he'll have just a murder of stuff that you cannot talk about.
I agree with that.
So
perusal.
Like we still haven't seen Maz Kanata, like Lupita Nyong'o's character. We still haven't seen Snoke's, like Andy Serkis's character, even a snippet, even a photograph of him.
Yeah.
So I mean that's pretty cool in modern society to keep that under wraps.
And that guy who is like a general with a big cloak, I can't remember his name. We've gotten like
General
one
Hux.
Hux, yeah, we got one shot of him, but he
played by
hasn't.
Donald Gleason, actually, an Irish actor.
Yes, but we haven't seen him in the trailer yet. We've seen a picture of him, but we haven't seen him in the trailer. Any of the trailers, I should say.
And he looks totally like an old like general, like in the old Star Wars, like.
Yeah, it looks like a young Tarkin or something.
Young Tarkin, yeah.
And then, well,
You're
I guess it
still, you're
would be
still
like-
buzzing
I
on
guess it would be
Tarkin after reading it, aren't you?
just a little bit, yeah. Just a little bit.
Yeah, it's such a good book. Like I love that. Actually, it was one of my favorites of the new canon.
I don't think they could have cast anyone better to play Tarkin because that guy's face is just so cold.
Fuck everything.
And he's just like, yeah, I heard what you said. You have a family, but fuck him. Press the button.
Yeah.
Beep. Like,
I was mad while reading Tarkin, and then after like a few days after I finished reading it, I looked back and I was like, that was a good book.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you see, it is one of those things. Yeah, it's a slow burner and then sticks with you. I just finished Battlefront, actually. That's really good. The book, like, obviously. The game hasn't even come out. There's no campaign mode anyway.
Yeah, and I'm very convinced that they're going to be tying books and DLC for the game in together as new storylines that are going to intertwine with the movie, and all this new stuff is going to be like, yeah.
Yeah, big time. Big time.
agreed.
There was a shot of Kerner said here there was a shot of Hux in one of the TV spots. Yeah, there is. Like, remember, he just basically screams fire, and 2 torpedoes go off the side of the Star Destroyer.
I must have missed one.
I haven't seen that one.
I must have missed one. I must have missed that one.
Spoiler!
Yeah. I'm sorry. He says fire. Shit.
Well, no,
ruined the whole movie for
no
you.
point to go see the movie anymore.
Fire!
Fire.
Yeah, fire that TIE fighter over there. Get him.
Fire!
Fire! Okay, perfect.
These bloody resistance fellas, they're wrecking me head.
What is happening?
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Good.
This Guinness, we're bumping it up to a 3. This is awesome. Let's see.
You got anything else to talk about? Matt and I can talk about X-Wing.
Do X-Wing.
Oh, please. After you, sir. Yes, X-Wing. Possibly one of the greatest board games I've ever played. And I played quite a lot.
I am new to the entire miniatures / RPG tabletop games in general.
Yeah.
X-Wing was the very first one I dived into, and it's pretty fantastic, gotta say.
Yeah.
Especially for us people that are like rabid Star Wars fans, as it is. It's like, it's a great game to play, and it puts you right in the zone of like Star Wars.
You guys, like, I envy you greatly because you have such a great community over there. I have a great kind of games group here, but you were saying, obviously, I know Nova Squadron and all that kind of stuff is around your locale, but it's fantastic. I got into X-Wing in 2013. Someone showed me the Millennium Falcon. Just the second wave had come out, and I just seen it, and I was like, I have to buy this, irrespective of playing the game or not. The model was so amazing. But then I played the game, and it's so easy to pick up. I was like playing it within the first 5 minutes and understanding it. But it's so tactical and really like kind of, it's quite difficult to master, but easy to pick up.
Yeah, and there's like endless combinations of everything.
Yeah, it's just, and now the different factions, and obviously with the new TIE fighters and the new X-Wings that come out, it's just one of those games that keeps getting better and better, I mentioned to you before as well, I play Armada and Imperial Assault. And they're two awesome games as well. If you ever get a chance, you two guys would love them. Imperial Assault especially because it's campaign driven. So you pick you say, for example, one player would play the Imperials, and basically he would be like the games master, so to speak. He'd be in charge of, it's a dungeon crawler, so he'd be in charge of the overall campaign, and then the other character would play other people would play the rebels kind of, and basically you've got different objectives within the game, and it's so well. Fantasy Flight games are fantastic.
So I'm assuming you like it. You like X-Wing.
Now that was
And
just me
Imperial
telling you how
Assault.
much I fucking hated it.
There was a big twist at the end.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
Lost in translation. We were somewhere else. So
Yeah, I found it kind of confusing to get into, honestly. I think it's because I've never played that type of game before, and it was been out for almost 3 years. So the people that I was playing with were already like, I have all the ships, and catch up, hurry up, asshole. So it was a little bit of that, but now that I know what I'm doing, it's a lot of fun. Especially with all the new content coming out for like the games, the movies, and the books, I know they're going to tie that all into X-Wing, which is cool. We're going to get new ships and new pilots and everything. It's going to be cool.
That's how I found you guys, actually. Initially, I was like looking for X-Wing podcasts. I was like, X-Wing and like Rogue Squadron, definitely. Then I started listening to you guys, like no mention of X-Wing, but I was like, these guys are cool though. I'll listen to these dudes.
Those are just drunk assholes. There's no X-Wing here. I knew that actually. Once we talked last week and you mentioned Nova Squadron, I knew that you originally found us. You said Rogue Squadron. And I was like, he was looking for X-Wing. He doesn't even like us.
I was cruising the internet for X-Wing sites. It was seedy, but in the best possible way.
Yeah, but it's fun. I've been playing a lot of it, and Wave 8's supposed to be out before the new year, so let's hope they stay on schedule. So,
I mean, that would be awesome.
So a couple episodes ago, we did a trivia thing, and they got pretty fucking ridiculous with their questions. You being such a Boba Fett fan, I'm going to ask you one of those fucking questions, see if you know.
Oh, Jesus.
Here we go.
What is Boba Fett's real name?
Boba Fett? It's Jaster Mareel. Was, Boba Fett had many names, but Jaster Mareel was kind of the original kind of name that he was going with.
Wait, is that true?
I have no idea.
What do you mean?
We never answered it. We skipped it.
What do you mean Boba Fett's real name? The character who played him or
That's all it says. Like, we were doing a trivia and there was like 30 questions, and one of them was literally just, what is Boba Fett's real name? And we were like, skip.
Yeah, that's crazy because if we're going with legends here, he was, Jango Fett was kind of taken up by Jaster Mareel, but Boba Fett is his name. That's his name.
Well, I'm going with your answer because fuck that question.
Maybe I'm wrong here, but I mean, that's what I think.
If there's any answer, that has to be it. My other thought is like these were written with just the original trilogy out, and that there was some different backstory with him before they changed it to be.
But
Jango
even
Fett.
as a journeyman, he was always known as Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Jeez, you stumped me. The first question out of the gate.
Well, that was the one that we just looked at each other and said, "That's fucking dumb." His name's Boba Fett.
Right.
Maybe I'm missing something here, and if I have, I'll eat my hat. I'll eat my helmet. That sounded really wrong, but you know what I mean. My Mandalorian helmet.
Yes, indeed. But that name actually sounds really familiar. Now that you mention it, Jaster Mareel, that sounds really familiar.
Remember, as Jango Fett was growing up, then he'd seen this kind of brigade, and he was taken in by Jaster Mareel, and Jaster Mareel was that's the only name I would know other than Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Well, that can't be right because I'm looking on Wikipedia and it's talking about Jaster Mareel rescues a young Jango Fett, so he's old.
Yes,
he's older. Yeah. He's older than Jango.
Yeah, he's like a really kind of old school Mandalorian.
Yeah. So that's not as. Unless they just went back and the
guy who gave you this question should have given you the answer as well. It's one of those things.
True.
We
we skipped it because we heard it and we are like, that's not real. Skip. We never even read the answer. We're like, fuck that.
If you didn't know, we are the ones that decide what's canon and what's not. So we said that's not canon anymore.
Guaranteed. I would say, JJ, you can't put that in the fucking movie.
So
yeah, I don't. Boba Fett is Jar Jar Fett.
Do you guys still have werewolves?
We do. We do have werewolves. Yeah. And leprechauns and fairies. Actually, you know what?
Pixies.
You know what? I laugh about that, but recently somebody was telling me I was up in the Hill of Tara. Meath is quite a historical place, and we're quite close to a place called Newgrange, which is like this ancient it's older than the pyramids, this burial site. And someone was telling me there was a trail in the field, and I was like, there must have been sheep walking there. No, that's a fairy trail, Matt. That's a fairy trail. I was like, bullshit, that's a fairy fucking trail. But these people were going, yeah, absolutely. There's all these myths, you don't chop it. If you see a tree in the middle of a field and there's no trees around it, it's just a single tree in the middle of the field, you do not, under any circumstances, chop that tree down because it's a fairy tree. And if you do chop that tree down, fairies will put thorns in your bed.
It's an end.
And this is why Ireland is one of the most leading exponents of alcoholics.
Everyone's seeing fairies and shit
fucking
floating around now.
A fairy, yeah. They blame it on the fairies, everything. You slept with my sister. It was the fairies.
You didn't show up for work. Fairies, they fucked my alarm clock.
I know. Fairies were blocking the highway. I didn't know what to do.
Exactly.
Perfect.
So, have you seen Guardians of the Galaxy?
Yes.
What do you think?
I loved it. I thought it was fucking brilliant.
Yes.
It was really good. They just really nailed it, didn't they? The character development, everything. And I mean, I was really surprised as a franchise like that Guardians of the Galaxy was getting a movie. I was like, no way. Really? I thought it was for a long time. Even when they were in production, I was like, this is just all something else. But then when I seen it, it made sense. It made a lot of sense. It was great.
We are newcomers to. We love superheroes, but we're newcomers to like the actual like stories behind superheroes and everything.
Yeah.
So I didn't know what the hell Guardians of the Galaxy was, but when I saw that it was Chris Pratt, I love him.
He's great.
And then all the other Marvel movies have been fantastic. So obviously saw it, and yeah, it might be my favorite of the new Marvel universe. It might be my favorite one.
Oh yeah, because it's so distinctive. Like it's so different to everything else. And in all fairness to Marvel as well and Disney, a lot of the new superhero films, I think we're being superheroed out. I mean, it's kind of jaded at this point. You know what I mean? It's very formulaic, like introduction to character, massive climactic thing happens that potentially will destroy the world. They have to overcome their own trials and tribulations and then defeat it.
Yep.
That's the kind of the template. But that really, I know it was the same template for Guardians of the Galaxy, but they did it more stylishly, I felt.
I'm excited for the Batman vs Superman because I think it's not going to be like that. It's going to be, you're going to walk into turmoil. There's not going to be, because we already know who these people are, who the heroes are. So I think we're just going to kind of walk into it and it's all hell's going to break loose. And I think something crazy is going to happen at the end. Because both heroes can't win. Well, I guess they could because the Justice League did happen. But.
Well, DC's got to be on the thought process of we can't just do what Marvel did for over the past like 8 years. We can't just copy that. We have to connect all our movies, but do it in a different way. So I'm hoping.
Yeah, be something different.
Yes, I'm hoping.
Yeah, me too. I mean, it would be good to see some totally different spin. But to see, the thing about it is that the average moviegoer nowadays really just wants to see what they want to see. So if you did throw a kind of a spanner in the works and made a story where, okay, it went against convention, I think personally you'd see a lot of lashing, like people retaliating against that, because the average moviegoer just wants to go see, an hour and a half, 2 hour movie where the hero dies and it's very clear cut. But you know what I mean? Like, I genuinely don't think that people understand creativity anymore.
I completely agree. I mean, there's I don't even know what to say. the movies, everything right now is going to be flooded. And that's when we got back to the Star Wars stuff where it's just, there's so much stuff coming out so fast. And there's, every bit and piece is going to be covered here. I think it's just going to get ridiculous really quickly. And I'm looking forward to the content, but I think it might dilute everything. So,
yeah.
Agreed. We're done. Bye.
Actually, that's how we've been ending the shows lately. So
now, is there anything that you are currently working on in your career that you would like to push, or any movies that you've been in and that you're like, guys, you need to do this?
I just finished a film called The Lobster. I don't know if you guys have it over there yet. It's a fairly nutball movie. I think anyone who likes cinema should watch it.
The Lobster.
That sounds really pompous and bullshitty. But yeah, The Lobster. I finished The Lobster. It's out in cinemas now at the moment, and I have a small scene in that. But by and large, it's a fantastic film that anyone should go and see.
So The Lobster, and then you starred in The Fairy King.
I started The Fairy King, the apocalypse of Donkeyland.
The fairy goat and don't come down the tree.
How do you know that? You do good research. I mean, that's fantastic. How do you know that? Yeah, I do a lot of theater over here. So unless you want to get on a boat or a boat, who boats anymore? Do you boat? I don't boat. But come over to Ireland at any time. I'll probably be doing some show or some.
I skiff.
Small theater show. Yeah, skiff.
I skiff.
Skiff. Yeah.
What kind of theater do you do?
Only the best, sir.
Star Wars theater, great.
Star Wars theater. I'd love to do. You know the way they released the Star Wars Shakespeare.
Mm-hmm.
I'd love to do a small production of that.
Those are hilarious. Yeah, you should.
They're really good. I'd love that, but probably cost me a fortune to get the rights. And be going like, "Fuck you, man! You're not getting them."
Yeah, give us 99% of the royalties.
Yeah, doing a few bits at the moment. A few short films coming up now in 2016. It kind of gets a bit quiet around this time of the year, but yeah, I'm happy enough. A few films in film festivals, but exclusively kind of here in Ireland, in Cork and in Dublin. So yeah, watch this space, as they say.
You should just show up on set in the Boba Fett costume and be like, dude, I had an epiphany. Like, I need to wear this during the filming. Yeah. It'll make it'll give the character so much depth. You don't even know who I am.
Yeah, I mean, I did try that, and I did get escorted off the set. JJ was like, can't come over here. I'm come on, JJ, give us a job. Give us a fucking job, will you?
You got to wait for episode 8, man.
Yeah, exactly. I think I'll be waiting.
You're scaring the children.
It's all over it. Yeah.
Perfect. Well,
dude, we were really glad to finally be able to link up. And
sorry it took so long. It was amazing to talk to you guys.
Okay.
Sure, look, keep me posted. I'll be listening to you in the future, obviously.
Yeah, for sure, man. And we're glad to have you on whenever you have time, whenever you're free of Imperial entanglements. We'd love to have you back.
We'd like to fight the fairies with you. So as soon as you get 2 more Boba Fett suits, we'll suit up and we'll swim our ass over there.
As soon as you get 2 free plane tickets to Ireland, we'll be on our way.
No, I mean, you can come pick us up in
Fett versus the fairies. Yeah, I want to see that comic made.
You can come pick us up in Slave One.
You can definitely blaze across the ocean. So.
Perfect. Well,
awesome.
we do thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much.
Do you, any last minute, do you have like a website or a Twitter you want to shout out to anybody that's listening?
No, follow me, Matthew_O_Brian, my Twitter handle. Just give us a shout there, see what you can do. The same with Instagram. I'm Matthew O'Brien on Instagram as well.
And that's Brian with an E for all you ignorant Americans.
Matthew O'Brien.
Matthew O'Brien.
Couldn't possibly get any more Irish.
Not right.
And we tagged him on the profile, so if you look at our stuff, if you're confused and you can't spell, you can find it there. So
I'm so sorry about the signal or the reception or whatever this is called, the interwebs.
It's totally okay.
It's the Antichrist. That's the problem. Okay. I'll talk to you later, lads. Thanks so much for everything, and hope to see you soon.
Thanks, man.
Appreciate it.
All right. Safe. Take care. Bye-bye.
Cheers.
Bye.
All right, fuck that guy. No, I'm kidding. That's awesome. If you guys have been listening to us for a long time, we talked about Matt a long time ago, and then he fell off the face of the earth, was doing his thing, and we finally caught back up with him. And with the time zone difference, it's so difficult to get him on, and he's usually pretty busy, and we're busy. So it's awesome to finally get his ass on the show.
He was the very first one that tuned into us live. Him and Kerner were the very first people that actually tuned into us. And Kerner doesn't count, so it's mainly Matt. It's awesome. It's fantastic to have him on. Like you said, it's like 2:30 a.m. there. He's about to go play some Fallout and all the rest of it. So it was just good. It was a nice, significant moment for our episode 50. Back on Twitch, hence, and that's not a word, right? Hence? It's a word, but it's not a...
Henceforth.
That's not what I was trying to say. It's not a sentence.
Therefore.
Despite any difficulties, we are getting things tweaked, and we will be likely back every week for live episodes. We also are getting prepared to do fanboy commentary with a new series of movies. I think Batman is next on our list. We've been talking about it. We've been murmuring about it, and I think we're about to make it happen. So Batman 1989, Batman Returns, Forever, and Batman and Robin. We are definitely prepared to laugh the shit out of those movies. So stay tuned for that.
About to laugh the nipples right off that bat suit.
Right off of Vicky Vale. So you can, in the meantime, check us out online, roguesquadronpodcast.com. Our old fanboy commentary, which is the original 6 Star Wars films, you can find on there. Sync them up next time you watch your favorite saga. And then obviously follow us on Twitter and Instagram for awesome comedy, fun, goodness.
At Rogue Squad Pod.
Perfect. Guaranteed. I want to thank you guys for